Well, this little amp here, I tried and tried to get this to work with this machine, and I was able to improve it, but it just wasn't loud enough, and it was just not quite there. I tried adding single stage amplifier to both the input and the output, and any combination of that, it just wasn't there. It's like the input signal is not strong enough for this. I'm wondering if this chip here, the LM386, I wonder if that's a knockoff Chinese one, and that's the problem. Maybe if I had a national brand or a TI brand, a genuine, good quality part, I wonder if that wouldn't have made this work. I mean, technically it worked, it just wasn't very loud. So now I've got another one here. This is another board that I've had a while. Kit I bought maybe 10 years ago and I've never used. I found it where I had stashed it. Luckily it was still there. I'm going to give this a shot. What's interesting is it's the same configuration as this one as far as inputs. It's got the same type of 3.5 millimeter inputs. Let me flip that around there. 3.5 millimeter inputs. It's got the same barrel connector for the power. The only difference is the audio. This one you would solder it in, and this one has a connector there, a terminal that you can connect to. So this will just plug right in. So let me plug this in and let's see how it goes. All right, so I've got the audio amp in there, and it's working. Let me see if I can adjust the amplitude up. I've got it mounted on the side of the wall there. Got a little bit of a hum. All right, let me unmount it from the wall. I think maybe the wall is causing some problems. All right, so it wasn't because it was mounted against the wall. One of the connectors was not plugged in fully. Now this is working great. Got good volume, and it's adjustable. Let's mess with it a little bit. Let me zoom out. All right, let's see. So yeah, this is working great. Now this little amp should have been able to do that. It should have been able to get this loud, and that would have been fine. I think that chip, that LM386 is a fake chip or something, and that's what the problem is. But yeah, we got the volume, the audio problems worked out, and the game works very well. And the only other thing we're going to want to do is put a button on the door for the credits instead of using the coin switch exclusively. So there's 2 switches on there for difficulty and game select or something like that. The difficulty one is not really needed, so I think I'll take that switch out and put a button there so that a person can put credits on this without having to open the coin door. I don't see anyone using this on location. This would be a home use only machine, I'm pretty sure. Well, let me go ahead and stop here, and I'll keep working, and I might have a closing video. Although there is more I could do to this, I think this is as far as I'm going to go. The game is working well. I added a button right here that adds credits. So when you push the button, it adds a credit. So now, like, for example, this is a 4-player game instead of 2. It has the switch that lets you switch between the game modes. That's single or double player, where you guys are the same team, or just regular Pong. Those are your options. So the audio amp is working great. Let me start a game and we can listen to it. Has good amplitude and it sounds great. Couldn't be happier. So the monitor's already looking good. It doesn't need much. I think I'm not even going to rebuild it. I'm not going to recap it. I'm just going to let it sit like that. It looks good. There's a little bit of burn in, but I've seen much worse. You can see the numbers there are burned in, but that's not bad. It doesn't affect gameplay. And yeah, this was a pretty big challenge for me, but we got it. If anybody's interested in this, let me know, because I don't really have any interest in it. You have to have 2 players really to enjoy this, I think. The single player game is neat, but I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with the game board. I think it's fine. If there's any problems, it's going to be with the cabinet wiring or the monitor. But the game board, I think, is 100%. Well, anyway, that's it. Just to recap, I guess. This machine, I got this machine where it would turn on and things would happen on the screen, but you couldn't start a game. Wouldn't coin up. Someone had hacked the wiring. There was a switch here. This switch got moved to the coin door. That's what this switch is. This used to be a power switch for the door down here. Someone cut that out and just wire nutted the wires together. So I put this box in here, put a switch here where you can turn the game on and off. Also have these switches here that turn on with the switch, okay? So this is the power supply for the audio, and the audio amp is on the wall there, and the volume control is on top. And it's got a good range of audio. It gets pretty darn loud if you want it loud. And that's about it. I can't think of anything else. The switch that was in the door has been put here. If anyone wants to revert this to original, it'd be simple to do. Just undo the wire. I soldered a wire here for the coin door, or for the coin button. Undo, just cut that loose and put it back into the door, and then it'd be back the way it was originally. This switch though has a problem, and I don't think it's game board. If you have it in the other position, when you start the game, the screen blanks. So I think that's a wiring problem. I honestly don't know what it is. All right, well, that's it for this video. And I guess I might put some labels here to say that this is the start button, and this is a credit button, and this is game select. That's, some sort of, maybe if I find the labeling machine we have somewhere, I can do that. All right, well, hey guys, thanks for watching.